March 8th is International Women's Day, but the entire month of March is International Women's Month. So in this YouTube video, I wanted to talk to you about some different ways that you could celebrate and recognize that throughout the month of March in your Spanish classes. Hey, it's Ashley, aka Senorita Spanish, where I provide easy to use resources to save you time and energy while you're lesson planning. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're not new here, welcome back. I just want to make sure that you know that links to everything that I mentioned in this video will be down in the description box below. March is Women's History Month, so we're going to look at different ways that you can recognize that in your classes. I've got ideas for reading, writing, music, games, and more. All sorts of different ways that you can work on your students' Spanish goals while you celebrate Women's History Month throughout the month of March. Let's get right into it. So first, these printable research projects come in Spanish and English, and they make a great option. This would be something that I would print and leave in my just in case folder, because it's something that your students could do on their own as long as they have access to the internet. And then you can kind of mix and match if you want them to do it in Spanish, if you want them to do it in English. The templates already have names of women filled in, but there's also a blank one in case you wanted your students to pick somebody else, or if a student, has somebody in mind that they wanted to research, you could do that for them as well. Also, once they're all done, they make a really cute bulletin board, so you could hang them up in your classroom. You could take them outside into the hallway, like if you have a shared space with a bulletin board. That would be a really good option for displaying these research projects once your students have finished them. If you want to try something different, you might like this digital research project. This resource is a great way to utilize technology in your classroom, and I know some of us are kind of like over technology right now, but if you're teaching online or you just need something that you can post and go with your students, this would be a great option for you. So they research, they insert the text, and then if you want to, they can add images or even video, and then they're all done. Next, I wanted to share with you some different websites you could use for Women's History Month in your Spanish classes. This first one is mostly in English, but some of the click-throughs do include information in Spanish, so that's something that you could dig into with your students. The next is a Bookit activity, which if you're not familiar with, it's like a digital review game, kind of like Gimkit or Kahoot or Quizzes or Quizlet, whatever. It's a digital review game. It's all about mujeres importantes en la historia, so that would be a great resource, even just for a warm-up sometime throughout the month, or maybe in particular on March 8th. Another option is this blog post from Spanish Plans. If you're not familiar with Spanish Plans, his resources are awesome. He's got a ton of great information shared on his blog. This blog post in particular is a compilation of resources and things you can do to learn about Diana Trujillo. And this playlist from Dreaming Spanish, who is one of my all-time faves, is awesome. Next, I wanted to talk to you about music. You know already that I love daily routines, and one of my favorite daily routines that I lean on is Música Miércoles from Mis Clases Locas. Allison from Mis Clases Locas has a great resource featuring different female artists that you can use throughout the month of March. Quick question for you. How do you educate your students at Women's History Month in your classroom? Do you do anything special for the month? Comment below and let me know. Next up, gallery walks are one of my favorite things to do with my classes. You've heard me mention them before. They get students up, moving around, reading, and they get a ton of input because they're reading they're reading so much that they don't even realize it because they're moving around and all of the information is just like in short little tidbits. So really they're reading like all of this information, like you can't even see my hands, all of this information, but they don't realize it because it's like a little bit here and a little bit there and a little bit there. I love it. Gallery walks are fantastic. I have a whole post on why I think gallery walks are great and how you can use them in your classroom, so I'll make sure to link that for you up here. But I do specifically have a set of gallery walks that I've created for Women's History Month that, as you might imagine, explore a bunch of different women and their accomplishments throughout history. If you'd like to use the readings from the gallery walk, but you don't feel like you have all of the time to do a full day of gallery walks or really lean into using that resource fully, you might like this activity instead. Students read and answer 3 comprehension questions about each of the readings that they see. This shorter reading activity is also included in that gallery walk resource, so you could use them both if you wanted. Taking students on a virtual field trip is one of my favorite ways to introduce students to people from a variety of backgrounds and different places throughout the world. Specifically because when we do a virtual field trip, the where is connected with the content, right? Sometimes we're talking to our students and we're talking about, somebody from Peru, and the students are just like, they just have no frame of reference for where that is. For some reason, they just don't seem to map. I don't know what it is, whatever. But a virtual field trip connects the map to the information that you're delivering to your students, so they don't have to spend this time and you don't have to have this conversation like Peru is in South America. And they're like, okay, where's South America? And you're like, it's south of America, like south of the United States. And they're like, so like Mexico. And you're like, no. So a virtual field trip kind of circumvents that whole conversation because the where is tied into the information that you're giving to them. Plus, it's handy to see pictures and videos in color along with the information that they're reading about the different people that they're learning about. Another great option are these mystery pixel puzzles from my friend Jade at La Secundaria. Students will read an infographic about women throughout history, and then afterwards they're going to answer questions in a Google Sheet. Students enter their answers correctly inside of a Google Sheet to reveal a fun picture as they're working. A simple way to celebrate the month is just by changing your classroom decor. This bulletin board is a great option. Decorate your door or a bulletin board so that way students can be inspired and want to learn more about these amazing women throughout history. Or this simple bulletin board includes 3 facts about each of the women that are included. You can print and just hang them all up, or if you wanted to, you could have this be kind of a fast finisher activity for students. Hang them up on the board and then let students research and add facts to the board about each woman as they discover and learn more about them all month long. If you're looking for activities to help your students celebrate accomplishments by women throughout history, you'll love this bundle of activities. Save yourself time with 4 easy ways to celebrate Women's History Month in your Spanish classes. I'll make sure to link to that in the description below. I hope this video has been helpful for you. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you liked it or a thumbs down if you didn't. Click subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified of all new content that I create for you in the future. And if you're looking for more helpful ideas as your lesson planning, check out this option here for you on the screen. I'll see you in the next one.